Good afternoon. The 24th day of April, the year being 2024. A lot has been taking shape in the world of news from across all the 47 counties here in the country and even beyond. And one of the main purposes that we are here is to bring you up to speed with the latest information and furnish you to place you ahead of the Age Matters news. But first, the highlights.
Up on TV47 News Now.
Mvua ikinyesha maji inajaa kwa maboma ya watu. Tunataka Ministry of Disaster Management ya County, Kenya Red Cross wako wapi wakuja wasaidia watu.
Homes destroyed as floods wreak havoc in many parts of the country. Former Treasury CS Ukur Yatani has been arrested by the EACC detectives. And sickle cell patients in high-burden counties decry grappling with limited access to healthcare services as the doctor strike enters day 42.
Once again, good afternoon. Welcome on board. My name is Moige William. This is TV47 News Now. TV47 News Now starts now. As heavy rains pound various parts of the country, residents inhabiting elevated areas and regions prone to landslides are being urged to relocate to safer areas. Julius Mayo, the Deputy County Commissioner ElgeyoMarakwet, has raised concerns about the potential risk posed to residents by several dams, including the Yokot Dam that is within the county, which could overflow at any moment from now. His concerns were echoed by Adams Kipsanai, the Member of Parliament for Keyo North, who highlighted the imminent danger of dams breaching their banks due to the ongoing heavy rainfall.
Tulikuwa tumesindua tukiongozwa na gavana wetu, tulikuwa tumesindua mpango ama contingency plan ya disaster, lakini sasa hivi tunaona there is disaster in waiting.
Ningependa kuwasihi wananchi wote wa eneo hili letu wawe waangalifu hasa wakati huu wa mvua kubwa. Saa hizi dams yetu imejaa maji, baraka ambayo tumeipata pia tunafaa kuwa waangalifu.
All right, in a short while, we will be getting back to matters, floods and the spot check we have been doing across the country. Now to a different matter. Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi and Cabinet Secretary for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs joined Frederick Chava, Minister for Foreign Affairs and International Trade of Zimbabwe on Wednesday to officiate the closure of the senior official segment at the 4th Kenya-Zimbabwe Joint Permanent Commission for Cooperation, that is the JPCC in Harare.
It's with great pleasure that I join you for the 4th session of the Kenya-Zimbabwe Joint Permanent Commission for Cooperation. We view this meeting as a significant milestone in the enduring relationship between our two sister nations. Let this JPCC serve as a testament to our commitment to fostering strong partnerships and realizing a brighter future for all. Together, we can overcome challenges and seize opportunities, forging a path of prosperity and progress for generations to come. Discussions over the last few days have revolved around our ongoing cooperation in areas such as security, trade and investment, agriculture, education, health, tourism, capacity development, transport, and other sectors. We embark on this journey together. Let us remember the importance of collaboration and unity in achieving our shared goals through concerted efforts and mutual respect. We can bring about significant advancements that will positively impact the lives of our citizens. My delegation and I look forward to the benefits that will be derived from this meeting with a compelling aspiration to strengthen and deepen bilateral relations between Kenya and Zimbabwe.
With less than a week before students return to school following a short holiday, quite short. The ElgeyoMarakwet County government has allocated 95 million shillings in bursaries to students from needy families. Wesley Rotich, a representative, emphasized the importance of these assistance in enabling students to continue with their education uninterrupted. ElgeyoMarakwet County Woman Representative, that is Caroline Ngelechei, alongside KO North Member of Parliament Adams Kipsanai, urged the recipients of the bursaries to utilize the opportunity to excel in their studies. That is, as they emphasize and demonstrate dedication and hard work in the academics is essential to ensure that the funds are effectively utilized for the education advancement.
Kukiwa na basari kama hii, pesa hizi itasaidia sana kuhakikisha kwamba wanafunzi wetu wanabaki shuleni ili waweze kutia bidii katika masomo yao. Jinsi mnavyojua ni kwamba wananchi wengi katika taifa nzima wako na changamoto ya kulipa karo, na kukiwa na basari kama hii inaenda kusaidia sana wanafunzi wetu.
Walimu wafanye kazi yao vizuri, wamepata at least pesa ya kusukuma shule, wafanye kazi yao. Jumuike kama wazazi kukaza watoto wetu. Ile tulipokuwa tunaongea tukasema mara nyingine inahuzunisha sana, unapata mtoto amesomeshwa na basari lakini anatoka na grade E ama grade E. Hiyo ni kuharibu pesa ya serikali.
The National Transport and Safety Authority, NTSA, organized public training in Meru County involving Tharaka Nithi, Isiolo and Marsabit counties to discuss the new law regarding the transport of school vehicles. They argue that the safety of these children will improve if they travel in pairs rather than individually. Regarding trailers, NTSA emphasized their readiness to comply with the laws if enforcement authorities such as traffic police ensure proper implementation for all public vehicles.
And the highlights, and especially the school transport regulation, the highlight is how we are going to ensure that our children are safe when they are using this transport. The issue of the driver, the driver, the qualification of the driver, the mechanical soundness of the vehicle that is carrying these children, the number of hours that these drivers are supposed to work. I've said about their qualification, and also operators for the heavy commercial vehicles that have a capacity of 3,048 kilograms. So those are the regulations we apply to those vehicles with that capacity.
Na watoto wenye wanakuwa wanapebwa na gari za shule. Wengi wao ni wadogo sana, wa miaka 3 hadi miaka 10. Kwa hivyo mtoto mmoja, tukisema gari linapepa watoto 51,
and the highlights, and especially the school transport regulation, the highlight is how we are going to ensure that our children are safe when they are using this transport. The issue of the driver, the driver, the qualification of the driver, the mechanical soundness of the vehicle that is carrying these children, the number of hours that these drivers are supposed to.
All right, from the roads now let us look matters corruption. County governments, the national government and private institutions have been called upon to implement measures and policies to address the rising number of corruption cases that have been witnessed. That is economic hardship and misuse of the public funds in the country, high wage bill and increased unemployment rate, the proliferation of fake certificates and the doctor strike have all been attributed to the ongoing gross misconduct in the public sector, which has led to the economic challenges facing the country. Speaking in Mombasa during the opening of the 28th Annual Institute of Certified Secretaries Conference, Head of Public Service, the Deputy Head of Public Service, that is Josephat Nanok, has insisted that government is struggling and urged Kenyans to tighten their economic belts.
We have been for many years ranked as one of the most corrupt societies in the world, which is not a very good thing for us. So we want to join hands with the government and other stakeholders who love this country to pass the message not only to public officers, because there is a People always think that when you talk of corruption, we are talking about the government. But that government, there is something we call the unholy trinity. The unholy trinity is, before any corruption scandal happens, there must be 3 people. 1 is a government officer, 2 is a business person, and 3 is a professional. There is a professional accountant, either or a lawyer or a certified secretary who aided in that process. There is a businessman who wanted that contract. And finally, there is a government officer who was involved in doing the wrong thing. So all these 3 stakeholders, we want to bring them on board and tell them, for the love of this nation, we need to start thinking differently.
Kenya is unwell. We must confront Kenyans with the truth, but equally with the hope that while there will be initial discomfort, the path we choose will lead us to a brighter, healthier future. With patience and perseverance, the benefits will become evident.
After months of farmers unknowingly purchasing fake fertilizer, the Kenya internally displaced persons organizations have decried lack of accountability in the government, saying that those involved should be brought to book as soon as possible. Led by their chairperson, Peter Tena, the group said investigations into the matter should be conducted, adding that they have no hope of sustainable food security if the sale of fake seeds and fertilizer continues.
Ile assurity tulipatiwa na rais wetu kuwa hatutawahi kuwa na shida ya chakula tena katika taifa letu la Kenya. Hii inaonyeshana tayari mwaka ujao kutakuwa na shida. Na hiyo shida tukiangazia pale ambapo hakuna hatua zimechukuliwa. Kuna wale wanaoangalia udhamini wa bidhaa katika taifa nzima ambao wamepatiwa majukumu hayo. Hakuna yoyote, kwanza huyo director hajawahi iongea mpaka wa leo. Hiyo ni moja. Wa pili, tunakuja kwa kwa minister mwenyewe na PS mwenyewe. Hakuna mtu yoyote amekuja akasemekana amewajibika kuchukua ule mzigo. Kama kwa mfano tujaambiwa kuna watu wamepelekwa mahakamani. Kwa hivyo tungesikiza minister akisema hivi, ana apologize na kisha anasema wamechukua hatua gani za haraka hivi kwamba wataweza kuokoa hali hiyo, kwa sababu ile mvua tuko nayo ni ya muda mfupi. Kwa hivyo tunataka director wa criminal investigation aingilie kati kwa haraka na hawa watu wafikishwe mahakamani.
Serikali iangazie kwanza katika washikadau, wachunguzwe vizuri, sababu wasipochunguzwa inaonekana tunaendelea na kufanya nini na kudidimia, sababu wale ndio wameshikilia sasa uti wa kuweza kuinua hata economy. Na ikiwa sasa imeanza saa hizi hivi, inaonekana hata economy bado itatuangusha, sababu mtu akiwa na njaa hakuna kazi ataweza kufanya. Na sasa hii njaa tumeiona, sababu hata sasa hivi wakulima wengine upande ya Molo bado na Njoro hawajapata mbegu, hawajapanda, mvua imenyesha, lakini mbegu ya mahindi imefanya nini? Imekosa. Fertilizer pia ile yenye wanapata sio nzuri.
Watuletee mbolea na ile mbolea inaweza kuwa mzuri ya kupanda na kupalilia.
Now let's get back to the flood watch, whereby Nairobi County government has released a list of flood hotspots where residents are being advised to vacate for safety reasons. In the Kasarani sub-county, residents of Gashieko, Getuamba, Athi, that is Lower Athi, and Brookshine in Ruai have been asked to leave their residence. Meanwhile, the governor of Nairobi County, that is Johnson Sakaja, visits the flood victims and has directed the evacuation of the flood victims to temporary county shelters. Let's listen in.
Kasarani, which is Kasarani constituency, a lot of the constituencies along our rivers. Our rivers have burst their banks. That is Ngong River, Nairobi River, Madare River. We also have cases in Mau Mau. But all the rivers in the city, all of the 8, have actually burst their banks because of the torrential rains. We have also seen cases of trees falling in different parts of the city of Nairobi. This morning, together with the members of parliament and also local leadership and our different sectors, I have been able to tour many of these areas. Early in the morning I was in Madare. I have gone to Utalii Ward with Mheshimiwa Kajwang. We've been with Mheshimiwa Oloch. We've gone to Kasarani constituency. I've been in Mwiki. I've been in Clay City. I've seen the situation in Infinity. Yesterday and the day before, I was in Mukuru kwa Ruben, Mukuru kwa Njenga. I was in Kawangware. I've been to Gatina. I've also been to Kilimani, Elite Court, and many of these areas, and I continue to go there to join Wananchi and our teams because we have agreed on what needs to be done. On Monday, we had a multi-agency meeting where we had all of the deputy county commissioners from the sub-counties across the city. We had all our sub-county administrators. We had the police, and even here today we have the deputy regional police commander, Mr. Chacha, who is here with us today. And we agreed to empower the different sub-counties to take interventions. There is no single intervention that cuts across. Every part of the city has a different need and a different response that is required. One of the areas of intervention that we have seen is the need for urgent installation of bridges. We have a number of bridges that have been swept away. There are bridges in Mathare North, John Saga, in Huruma, Gateway Bridge, Ngumba Bridge, 4B. There is a DP Bridge, Getaturu, Footbridge, Sarangombe in Kibra, where Mheshimiwa Orero is here. There's need to sort out the bridge there. So a lot of the bridges, the infrastructure work is being done. We have seen the effect of that, and we want to sort this out quickly before the schools open. For instance, in Mukuru kwa Ruben, the bridge that joins kwa Ruben and Lungalunga, many of the children go to school across on the other side, and they open school on Monday. So for right now, they are cut off. We have seen people who are completely marooned in different areas. I was with Mheshimiwa TJ in areas that might...
Right, that is the situation here in the country's capital. So what is the situation in the neighboring county of Machakos? We have the details for you. Rescue operations are still ongoing in Athi River, Kenani and Syokimau in Machakos County following a heavy downpour last night. Teams from the National Disaster Management Unit, Kenya Red Cross Society and rescue officers from Machakos County are leading the efforts to rescue residents trapped in the floods. Meanwhile, Machakos County Governor Ovinya Ndeti and Machakos County Commissioner, that is Josephine Ouko, visited the site to witness the ongoing operation. All right, it is still a developing story, but of essence. Keep safe and kindly move to higher grounds where you will be safe. Now, let us shift gears from floods to matters law. President William Ruto this morning has signed into law the statute law, that is Miscellaneous Amendments Bill of 2024, that amends various provisions of 16 acts of strengthening human resource operations in the Attorney General's office. The Office of the Attorney General Act has been amended to introduce an advisory board that will recommend for appointment and promotion of Deputy Solicitors General and State Counsel. The change aims to address the issue of inadequate personnel to fulfill its functions, stemming from the poor terms of employment for State Counsel and the absence of a comprehensive scheme of service for a bold step towards environmental protection and conservation. The bill amends the Public Holiday Act, renaming Utamaduni Day as Mazingira Day to be observed on October 10th every year. All right, have you seen that signature of the president? And with that signature, it is from Utamaduni Day to Mazingira. Now, elsewhere, the doctors' strike enters day 42. Sickle cell patients in high-burden counties are grappling with limited access to healthcare services, both in public and private facilities. Abd Solomon, that is a Simiyu, a 26-year-old sickle cell warrior, attests to the challenges sickle cell patients have endured over the past 41 days, citing the nationwide doctors' strike as the primary cause of disrupted service delivery. Simiyu emphasizes that despite the county government of Bungoma's effort to establish a hemophilia and a sickle cell clinic operating from Monday to Friday, individuals living with sickle cell continue to endure hardships due to the doctors, or rather the protracted doctor strike.
Hapo kwa services, how it's been, it was tough before, but the county has done a very good job in trying to ensure that us as like warriors, people living with sickle cell disease, are getting the best medical services at the county level. They helped us they launched for us a clinic, a sickle cell clinic that runs from Monday to Friday from 8 to 4, and it's functional until now that the doctors are on strike. It's low, but it's not working now, but it's a functional clinic. The drugs are a big challenge. The hydroxyurea are available, but not at the hospital. We get them at the outside pharmacies, and we find that they are very expensive to purchase them in those private pharmacies. Because you'll have to use cash, you can't use insurance for people who can afford insurance, because there are people who still can't afford insurance. The hydroxyurea is there, but it's not accessible because of the price that it's being sold at. There's a big need for the government to stock the drugs, especially for the non-communicable diseases. We find that these diseases are conditions that people live with them throughout their lives, so they'll need medication all through.
Trying to do a program on sickle cell disease, just to be able to talk about their issues and bring their issues to the leaders so that their issues can be prioritized by the county government. They have a lot of issues affecting them, a lot of problems. Many people are suffering.
All right, now to some developing news whereby former Treasury Cabinet Secretary Ukur Yatani, who was earlier on arrested by EACC, the arrest comes after detectives from the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission conducted a major raid in his home and that of Marsabit Governor Mohamud Ali. All right, news currently getting into our newsroom is the lead counsel for Yatani, that is James Orengo, is currently addressing members of the media. Let us cross over whereby rather it is not Orengo but Eugene Wamalwa. Let's cross over and listen in to the latest.
But we do not want this to be used as a tool of intimidation, a tool of harassment, and a tool of humiliation. You have just mentioned to us that you had received communication from EACC that Yatani was under arrest, meaning already information had been leaked to the media, even as they came to Yatani's residence. And even as we walked here, when we saw you, we knew you had been invited here. But if Yatani came here to assist, why all the drama? Was this just meant to humiliate him and his family? Because they have taken quite a number of items from his residence, including his phones, his wife's phones. And these are some of the matters we want to say. We are ready to cooperate. We support the war against corruption, but this must not be weaponized by the Kenya Kwanza government, and it should not be used as a tool of intimidation or harassment, particularly targeting those in the former regime like my colleague here and others.